I've been on this healing journey now for 12 years. I lived as a monk from 2013 till 2016. Then I came back to Germany, and then I actually realized that so many of the things that I had thought I knew, I actually didn't know. And I had to kind of like start again from scratch. So in this video, I really want to tell you what helped me in those 12 years of my spiritual journey to really grow, to really heal, to really experience a higher state of consciousness. So you can really save a lot of time by watching this video. And I really want to share things from my heart that worked for me. Obviously, I cannot tell you what is going to work for you, but from my experience, like these different things that I'm going to share with you, when I applied them with the people I work with, they really worked absolutely fantastic. So let me quickly tell you why I even got into this healing journey, because I come from a background of living as a monk in India, and all I did was meditating, studying ancient texts, and kind of like getting absorbed in that. I was not really looking so much into human psychology. I didn't really know much about so many of the other things that you can do. But then when I left my ashram in India and I came back to Germany in 2016, I started to live life in the real world, and I noticed that I didn't really have the tools I need to kind of succeed in this type of life, to have a somewhat satisfying career, to have a fulfilling relationship, to have your finances in order. All of these different things were not in place. And I could not meditate my way there. I knew there were certain things I had to change in my belief system and in my consciousness to grow and to advance as a human being. Now, what I did was actually, I made a deep dive into all different types of things. I did past life regression. I tried hypnosis, cognitive therapy, inner child work, energy work, Reiki, all types of different healing methods that I first tried by taking them myself, like going to a healer, teacher, and receiving it, and then by also learning and practicing with it. And I noticed that some things did really work well, while others didn't work so much. And it also really depends when you do what. And what was like the first biggest breakthrough for me was the work with the inner child. And now hear me out of it. I'm sure you've heard about inner child work. Everyone knows about it. But there is a certain way of doing it where it goes really deep and where it can really deeply transform someone, because I've seen people really doing it in different ways. But it needs to be done in such a way that you actually go to your subconscious mind and really change the emotional state that you have. So you can write a letter to your inner child, you can travel back in the past to different childhood memories. But I'm not such a fan of that, because, see, the goal in healing is not to get too much stuck in the past. Yes, some memories have to be revisited, because obviously our mind, our psyche, is a result of how we grew up. It's a result of many different lifetimes, but really all these different karmas, they become activated in your childhood. For example, your father represents the sun energy, represents your dharma in the world, your identity, determination, willpower, so many different things. Your mother represents the moon, is represented by the moon, the feminine energy, you know, the inner fulfillment, satisfaction, emotional stability, inner safety. These different things are given to you, and they kind of activate the different types of karmas. Of course, there's more to karma, and karma is activated at different types, but here, what is really important to understand is that childhood in healing is key and is very important. Yeah, from a spiritual perspective, from a modern psychological perspective, it just forms your identity in this life. So now when you take inner child work, and by the way, just if some of you don't know what inner child work is, you basically go to that memory in the past where you meet your inner child, ideally in its more pure, innocent form, before it's not messed up by society, caretakers, and so many other things. And then you magnify, you expand the good, the light in your inner child. Okay? But you also might go to certain memories of the past that were painful and that need some type of healing. For example, I went back to the womb of my mother, different types of situations of my childhood. But again, you don't want to get stuck in the past. You don't want to go every other week into your past and do some other inner child healing. You want to ultimately change your inner emotional state, move from fear, shame, guilt, and all of these different things into gratitude, appreciation, love, compassion, inspiration, enthusiasm. You want to elevate your emotional state, which is actually already like the key theme of my spiritual healing journey. That is really what you want to change. But inner child healing allows you really to reprogram your memory in such a way that it is super authentic. Because you don't go to your inner child and you reprogram your inner child in the way you want it to be. No, you take off all these different layers that don't fit. Just like an onion has different layers, you take off all the programming that was done that doesn't serve the authentic self. And that is so important because the authentic self of someone is very close to their soul. Because the soul is ultimately also covered by so many different layers. But when you are authentic, the covers are much less. When you're authentic, you're much more connected to your heart. When you're authentic, you're much more connected to your intuition, and through your intuition, you can receive the higher vision for this particular incarnation that you're in. Okay? So any healing or spiritual practice that helps you to awaken your intuition, which is also a process. You know, a few times in my life, or many times in my life, especially in the beginning, I thought it's my intuition, but then it was just my mind. And there are also different types of intuition. There's the intuition of your body. You know, sometimes you meet someone and your body starts to feel strange. You might get a stomach pain or something. There's the intuition of energy. You just feel very elevated when you meet someone. There's the intuition of emotion. You get a certain feeling. So there are different types of intuition, but I'm talking about the intuition of the heart. So any healing practice that activates the intuition of the heart, that is really a good practice to do. And it takes time, of course. So what that inner child work does, it really brings you back to the core of who you are as a human being. And then what I do in my inner child work with people, I include another step, and I call that the divine inner child. So once you've met your inner child and you feel that love and appreciation for your inner child, which I really wish for you, then you can take another step and you can go into the divine inner child, which is that you just become like a child of God. And it doesn't matter what religion or spiritual path you're from, it works, you know, whether it's Buddha for you or Jesus, or it doesn't matter, because you feel this all-pervading power and that you are just protected by that power and guided. So that for me is still the most powerful healing tool, honestly. I just share the best one in the beginning. We're gonna share some other ones, but this is really the most powerful one to me. It has transformed me in so many ways. I use it all the time with the people I work with. When they come to me, mostly the greatest breakthroughs in the beginning after inner child work. If you do it properly, if you go deep, if you have that spiritual touch in inner child work, okay? Now, what I also did, and I'm sure you're going to find this exciting because people usually love to talk about this topic, is I did I did quite some past life regression myself. I learned it and I did it with other people, but I don't use it as often because if you're not very grounded, if you're not taking it with some maturity, then if you do a lot of past life regressions, it can really confuse you because again, you get stuck in the past. One reason why we don't move forward in life is because we are stuck in the past. We are in that victim mentality. I cannot live the life that I want to live because of the planets, because of my partner, because of my job, because of my finances. So I cannot do what I want to do. I give up. Okay? And past life regression can sometimes trigger this point in someone where they decide to focus more on that. But if you use it properly, for example, I have a longer program where I use it with people after we've done some initial healing, like we've done some grounding work, some energy work, some inner child work. And then if you do it and you already learned how to meditate, you already learned how to access deeper states of consciousness. And then if you have the right types of prayers that you do, then it can become very meaningful to observe some past lives. I can really tell you one of the major blocks that I had in my spiritual life, where I struggled to pray when I was unwell, that got resolved in a past life regression. Resolved always means I got where this came from. I got the empowerment to change. There's no healing method that you just do and everything is changed unless there's really a very powerful divine blessing. After the healing, it's always practicing, reflecting, practicing, taking action. So that is another thing that helped me, and I really liked it because it has a little bit this mystical dimension to it, and it's kind of exciting. But I use it very selectively with the people I work with, because I see the tendency to just use it for spiritual excitement and distraction rather than for genuine healing. Another powerful thing is energy work. Energy work is also something that, again, totally changed my life, because ultimately between our physical body and our mind is the energy body. The energy body connects everything together. And it is the life energy that lets you do anything in life. So if your life energies, your pranas are out of order, very problematic. Shout out to my friend Atma Flow. He has a beautiful YouTube channel. He speaks a lot about prana healing. The way I do energy work is really and what helped me a lot is, first of all, grounding. I made a video already about this, but really grounding yourself, really connecting to the earth, and really connecting to that cosmic energy, and really aligning your chakras with each other. That was also a big breakthrough for me, because if you're not grounded, if you're not really connected to this body, then how can your soul be expressed through this body? And I feel energy work for me is kind of like that brings that together. The physical body with the mind and the soul, it just all becomes aligned, because ultimately the soul is expressed through the body. Yeah. If you don't connect to your body, then you will have no life energies to support you in any endeavor in your life, whether it's material or spiritual. Yeah, so that's very important. And of course, in energy work, ultimately it's about balancing Ida and Pingala, the masculine and feminine energy, balancing the different chakras. It's very powerful and deep work, but I'm gonna make an exclusive video just about that. But this is also something that really transformed me and transformed the people I worked with. And then of course, like I said before, meditation. I've been practicing meditation now for 12 years, every single day, most of the times 2 hours. Personally, I practice a lot of mantra meditation. In mantra meditation, it is not as important what mantra you chant, but from who you receive the mantra and what your goal is by chanting that mantra. If you're just starting out with mantra meditation, pick a mantra that resonates with you and just start practicing with that. I'm also going to make another video about mantra meditation and the different types of mantras that you can chant for different types of purposes. So before we end this video, I really want to share something really amazing with you, because I made an inner child healing meditation that you can listen to absolutely for free. There's a link here in the description box. You can just click on that link and you can enjoy a free inner child meditation. These meditations are very powerful. They are made to be listened to daily if you want to, or whenever you feel like it. Very, very powerful. I really had such amazing breakthroughs by just listening to recorded inner child meditation. So this is absolutely for free. It is for you. Connect with the inner child meditation, connect with me and see where that takes you. And then also I want to share something very incredible, because I've always been someone that was holding back when it came about sharing the different spiritual services I offer, because I thought, I'm a spiritual person, so I'm not going to make a business out of it. And I don't want to make a business out of it. At the same time, I really want to spend all of my time creating these videos, sharing my insights. And I really have something amazing that I want to share with you, which is the Akashic Astrology reading, which is a powerful way for you to get like a nice check-in to see where you are at right now in life, what are the different karmas that are influencing you, and what is it that you need to hear right now to move forward in your journey. If you're in any type of situation where you feel confused, lost, you're not really sure where to go from here, or you struggle in a certain area of your life and you really can't really break through it, you're really stuck, you really need to kind of like get a different perspective of it. The Akashic astrology readings that I offer, they're so powerful because it's not just an ordinary astrology reading, we also read your Akashic field, which basically means we scan a little bit the different types of karmas that are influencing you, and we're going to share some of the most important things that can help you right now on your healing journey. So if you're in any type of position where you're looking for that guidance, for that, revelation, and by the way, this is really something that connects you to your own intuition. This is so important for me because I got really traumatized by astrology, by astrologers telling me all types of things about my future. No, this is different. This reading is really about understanding the here and now, about activating your intuition, activating your healing powers, activating and opening your heart so that you get a strong vision for your own life. The readings that I do, they are not so much of me telling you something, but they're really about me helping you to experience your own reality, your own truth, your own intuition, and your own vision. So if this interests you, I also have a link for that in the description box. And I'm so proud to share this because finally I feel absolutely free to do it exactly in the way I want to do it. And trust me, these readings are powerful. Thank you so much for that video. There are going to be many more different types of videos all about inner healing, spirituality, and shadow work, so you can be really excited about that. I'm very happy to connect with you. Leave a comment below. I'm going to read all of them. I'm going to respond all of them, and I'm really excited to be on this journey with you. Okay, all the best. Radhe Shyam.